Oh man, it's a sad time for Lil Wayne fans, man. I have not gotten a chance to listen to the Carter Six in full, but the snippets and stuff that I have heard, oh my goodness. It's looking bad, man. It is looking bad, especially just with all the build up, the time it's been like 5 years since he dropped the project type of thing, and it's like the come with that. Oh man, but Fantastic Hip Hop dropped a new video and it's titled How Lil Wayne Admitted Kendrick is Better Things Got Bad on the Carter 6. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. And if you've heard the album, let me know what you
Now, when
think
it
in the
comes to Lil
comments.
Wayne and the release of one of the most anticipated rap records in quite a while with the Carter 6, well, if you are ready to find out everything that has happened now with the release of Lil Wayne's first record in 5 years, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and all of hip hop needs to see everything that Wayne's latest album is affecting and showing us, because really, after years of hype and in an era in hip hop we're leading up to this, Wayne has been more
Yeah.
prevalent in rap discussions than he has been in years, all because of the Kendrick and Drake beef, and then Kendrick Lamar getting the Super Bowl in New Orleans, which of course Wayne felt like he deserved and made that very clear. Well, with all of this, Wayne has never had a bigger stage to answer to everything that has went on with him, and then in response to Kendrick and Drake after all, and also prove once and for all that maybe he deserved that Super Bowl, and he
Which you would have thought, you would have thought with access to how much Wayne has access to everything he's been able to do. I think that a lot of people were just like, huh? I think somebody to do it really good because I forgot who, but actually several people were suggested that he should have stopped after the Carter 3, and just did something else. I think Nas did it very well with having King Disease 1 through 3, Magic 1 through 3. I think 3 is perfect because you could as an artist you could start putting certain pressures on yourself that it's just all like it's not needed. You know what I mean? So him going about it in this way and to deliver the type of project that people are saying he delivered, because like I said, I gotta to have my own opinion on it, I gotta listen to it. But 19 songs, and people were saying a good majority of them were trash. It's just like, dang, why? You know what I mean? Uh, it was just an interesting move after all the buildup, just like Fantastic Hip Hop was saying, all the buildup for you to show and prove what's going on, who are the people around you that are allowing you to put this out, and someone else. I was hearing that, maybe he did this to get out of a particular contract and now he's going to be free to do what he did. I don't know. I haven't heard anything in regards to that, but this just seemed like the wrong move. We got this, we got stuff that's going on with Kanye and some of the newer stuff I heard from him. Like, it's got to a point where I'm not even checking for Kanye. It was like with the Vultures one, that's about as far as I've gotten into his catalog. And the stuff that I did hear afterwards, it's almost unlistenable. It's just like, are you serious? You know what I mean? So it's just a wild
really is the
time.
monster that he said he still was in the rap game, and now with the Carter 6. Well, despite all the
When you found out
expectations and
your goat
everything
is
people had
washed,
going into
hell.
this thing, what is so clear now is that when the stakes have never been higher and people have been waiting to see what not getting the Super Bowl did to Wayne, and maybe even wherever him and Drake's relationship is at as a whole, Wayne did show us something, and it's bad, as from showing where he is at as a rapper, where he holds
Damn.
up in today's game, and who he is cool with. Well, in between weird rock covers and some of the strangest songs and features that you have ever heard alongside Wayne. Whether he realized it or not, he told us every single thing we need to know about this, all through the most recent display of who he is as an MC. And now, before we get any further into this and talk about everything that is making this Carter 6 album just dominate the conversation in hip hop for better and for worse, Make sure to leave that like and subscribe if you have not already. And now, with that said, well, when it comes to the Carter 6, really, with every single thing about this record, with how people are feeling to what it is showing about where Wayne stands with so many major players in the rap game, well, there's no other way to say it, but the best word to describe this record has been messy, as ever since the AI
Yeah.
Slob trailer that was made where they were trying to copy Wayne recreating his album covers just like Jay-Z did, but the difference was Jay was real there and this was all fake and lame, things have just
Which
gotten
would
more
have
out of
been
control
cool
from
if it
here.
was
And now the
real.
first thing that the Carter 6 has showed us, and now we can start to
You
see, is
know,
pretty definitively
that would have been really, really cool if it was real. Then it's not like it looked like super horrible. The fact that it did look kind of clunky, but it wasn't that bad. And that's gonna you definitely like and subscribe because I'm gonna be releasing a video in regards to the whole Timberland AI stuff. But that's really all I heard about. What was crazy is with me reacting to hip hop, being a rapper myself, and just looking at certain videos, the algorithm did not. I didn't know that Lil Wayne was dropping until I started seeing people drop reviews of the album. I was just all like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? And man, the people was just not feeling it. But also, I guess some of the features that I saw on there, and a lot of people were saying the features is really what saves the parts of the album, So it just, like I said, I just don't know what they're doing anymore. A lot of the stuff that we've seen from Lil Wayne recently just doesn't seem like he's in the right headspace, whether that be the performances, whether that be certain tracks that he's done. Heck, there's people have their dedicated fan base. It's their fan base. They can't do any wrong. But Eminem stuff, his recent stuff was very underwhelming. It's very disappointing. The stuff that I'm hearing as far as with the Little Wayne, I'm just all like, yo, what's going on? Stuff going on with Kanye. And when I say stuff, it's just the music that I'm recently hearing. I'm all like, yo, these are people who have access to so much. Why are you released? Like, why? What type of drugs or herb are you on to where you could hear some of this stuff and be like, yeah, yeah, they're gonna like that right there, you know what
where
I
one of the
mean?
most iconic duos in rap now stands with one another, is the fact that despite lame-o Drake never needing his mentor more, and it really never made more sense to have the guy who represents the Six on the sixth installment of the Carter series be here. Well, once again, we have seen Wayne and Drake just nowhere to be found when it comes to standing next to one another in this time and just showing any support for the other person within their own crash outs, which seem to be all from the same guy in none.
Right. And what's interesting is like you would instead of I think Drake, if he was gonna do a collaboration project, instead of him doing it with Party Next Door, it probably I'm not saying it would have been any different lyrically as far as with what's going on. I think maybe having that, singer in there might have helped. But they should have did a watch the throw type of thing with Lil Wayne and Drake and then them doing the tour. That I think would have been a better move than what we ended up getting from both of them respectively. And it's just it is a shame because it's just all like this would be the time to link up to show unity, with each other. Read My Soul, a dope YouTuber, brought up the fact that a lot of the original Young Money, Cash Money, like fans for the Drake, Lil Wayne, and Nicki Minaj, he suggested that a lot of them matured past because he was listening to it was listening to Lil Wayne, project, and it just didn't seem anything new other than what he had already done. And so it's just all like that was a big thing that people was talking about with Drake. And honestly, when I heard some of Nicki Minaj's more recent stuff, it's kind of like the same thing. It's this arrested development where they're stuck in a particular time frame and they're not maturing musically. And it's a shame because you see someone, and not everyone needs to be like, XYZ. It's their own version of it, but they each got something to where there could be some sort of substance, or dig a little bit deeper. I know Lil Wayne talked about in the interview how he would have to listen to his old stuff just to make sure he doesn't repeat, the same things. And I get that. I get that. But it's just all like, yo, we would think you would have a little bit more to give. You know what I mean?
Other than Kendrick Lamar in the first place. And with this, Wayne has not sent a message to the rest of hip hop that he is still standing with the guy who he brought into the rap game. And now with rumors coming out that both Drake and Nicki were going to join Wayne on this record, and DJ Academics was acting like something big was going to happen as Ack said hi Kendrick and was thinking that Drake and Wayne were going to diss Kendrick together or something along those lines. Well, really, this just seemed to be a fake report or a last-ditch effort to maybe get Wayne to team up with Drake. And now what we have seen with the feature-filled Carter 6 album not having a single verse or mention of Drake or anything like it. Well, again, when we talk about Messy, which is really going to be the story, theme, and overall the legacy that this album ends up leaving, if anything, what was possibly going on with Wayne's team and the people who were covering this album that big publications like Rolling Stone and Sports Illustrated got the idea that Drake and Nicki were going to be on this thing, and it made them say this in these big publications, which do generally try to be as credible as they can. And now, while Drake and Nicki didn't end up on this record, and really, the dilemma around Drake and Wayne specifically is a conversation for another day, really, we can't even think about what's going on with them right now, because with the rest of the Carter 6, the story of Crash Outs did not end there with a possible Drake feature that was cut, because on the rest of the entire LP, it gets weird. Because if we remember, well, a lot of the rollout and hype for the Carter 6, which did include a collab that dropped around the Super Bowl with a major trailer within a commercial, well, with that, Wayne was so clearly trying to use everything that has happened in his career and the moment specifically with Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl to try and make this record a bigger event and even use it as motivation to show everybody more than ever the best version of himself that he possibly could have. But with this, and really, this is where beyond the rollout and presentation of the album and even the stuff with Drake and Nicki, things just get messy with the Carter 6 to new levels that were even hard to predict. With Wayne trying to use this album as a showcase to everybody that he could have played the Super Bowl and that he is the legend that can do anything. Well, with what Lil Wayne showed on this album is really that when it comes to the conversations between him and Kendrick Lamar on any level, there is no debate and no conversation of who deserved the Super Bowl more and who should have gotten it. Because on this stage and with the creative outlet where things have mattered most, and Wayne could have created a conversation that would have at least maybe made people question if he should have had the halftime show in the first place. Well, with Wayne's performance on this record that he has hyped up for so long, it just feels so lazy, dull, confusing, and uninspired. And really what Lil Wayne has proved through all of this is that he and Kendrick Lamar can never be compared in any capacity.
Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles. These are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways. Yeah, I mean, I heard GNX, and even though GNX wasn't Kendrick Lamar's best lyrical showcasing, and I've said that in my review, it was way better than anything that I was hearing as far as from the Carter 6, And again, I'm gonna listen to it just to, have those opinions, and I'm gonna leave this video so you can watch the rest of it. But there's a lot of missed opportunities and overhypeness as far as for this, and it really is a shame because, Lil Wayne is a GOAT, but it does show like that, hey, we they didn't make the wrong decision as far as, having Kendrick go out there, and man, I would think that people would just take that time to be like, especially artists, because that's kind of what I'm doing. Just taking a step back, seeing what it is that I've done and what it is that I'm trying to move forward with when it comes to what I can bring as far as to hip hop and music and different things like that. And it honestly, it's just a shame because you see someone like Lil Wayne, you see someone like Drake, you see someone like Nicki, and we know that they're talented. But dang, with age, even someone like Kanye, with age, it's just all like, yo, what are y'all doing? Heck, even Two Chains is even doing other stuff. The stuff he did with Larry June and the Alchemist, I never even thought that that would be something. And I was like, that was fire. What, like, other people definitely are pushing the needle to try something in their realm to stay relevant and also have contribute some dope stuff to the game. It it's just with Lil Wayne, Drake, heck, even Kanye, this staying in this kind of like degenerate, ratchet, immature, type of wave. It's like we hear it. It's just all like you have matured, but you're trying to be in this space, and it could be that us as the listeners might have matured, but then I hear some of the stuff people listen to it. It's just all like, I mean, you should think this Lil Wayne project is dope if you're listening to that person type of thing. But I don't know. Let me know y'all's thoughts. If you listen to the Carter Six, is it warranted what people are saying? Let me know in the comments. But hey, so Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.